go again, part 15, Awesome Nightfall. Poem 1125 starts a worry. We're both afflicted by draughts of wind, and spend our days getting up and lying down. Young bamboo, weak at its core, and I ill and disheartened. How's that? We're both afflicted by draughts and wind, and spend our days getting up and lying down. Young bamboo, weak at its core, and I ill and disheartened. He gets up and lies down like young bamboo. After having been on a pilgrimage through many provinces, I was returning to Yoshino in the spring when someone asked me where I would be staying this time. I responded, returning to where I used to see blossoms. My mind changed, will stay on at Yoshino, home now and see anew. Returning to where I used to see blossoms, my mind changed, will stay on at Yoshino, home now and see anew. Stopping over at a place called Ichi, I saw the moon while it shone through the treetops and was reflected in drops on my sleeve. 1197. Trickling in through tree foliage. The moon up there shows it knows sadness. In its light here lies the dew it wept tonight. Trickling in through tree foliage, the moon up there shows it knows sadness. In its light here lies the dew it wept tonight. I visited someone who had renounced the world and now lives in Saga. We conversed about the importance for our future lives of daily and uninterrupted practice of our Buddhist faith. Returned, I took special notice of an upright shaft of bamboo and wrote this. Linked worlds, linked lives, on an upright shaft of bamboo. Every joint is strong and straight. Poem 1234. Just as the beams of the sun were returning before the night, those of the moon came in through my window. The sun that shone in my window now slipped behind the horizon, but suddenly light is renewed. Shafts of the moon shone in. On the hanging bridge near the Oku no Inn at Mount Koya, the moon was unusually brilliant. I thought back to that time when the priest Saku and I spent a whole night together viewing the moon from the same bridge. It was just before he left for the capital, and I will never forget the moon that night. Now that I am at exactly the same place, I wrote this for him. Somehow, stretched from then to now is my love for you, held on this bridge of tension between tonight's moon and the one I saw here with you. Seems these guys stare at the moon for a long time. Is that a good practice? Are we supposed to stare at the moon? Anyways, this poem, next poem is Its Sweet Scent Inhaled into my inner parts. But the plum blossom, when still not plucked off, is still not really mine. Its sweet scent inhaled into my inner parts, but the plum blossom, when still not plucked off, is still not really mine. It seems that you can't decide if you're going to pluck the flower or not pluck the flower. Either way, it doesn't seem to work. Those promises made in the past to you now run up against this recoiling heart of mine. Suffering lies in the conflict. It's a different one. Those promises made in the past to you now run up against this recoiling heart of mine. Suffering lies in the conflict. Next poem. Like grass blades moistened by their tips with dew, the sleeves of my robe are dampened by memories at nightfall in autumn. Like grass blades moistened at their tips with dew, the sleeves of my robe are dampened by memories at nightfall in autumn. That night when we met to make love in my dreams, I willed to be a never awakened one, though it's said that everlasting night's a miserable fate. That night when we met to make love in my dreams, I willed to be a never awakened one, though it's said that everlasting night's a miserable fate. On seeing a tree that stood in front of my hermitage. It's a famous one, I think. 1449. Long living pine, of you I ask, everlasting services for me and cover for my corpse. Here there's no human to think of me when gone. Poem 1450. If I settle here, pine, you'll be left again alone when I tire of this place and wander off forever. If I settle here, pine, you'll be left alone when I tire of this place and wander off forever. 1511. Lofty Lord, like bamboo, your world has nodes, knuckles, complications one on another. If not so, I'd gladly serve in it. Making my way through the whirling rapids of Miyataki River, I have the sense of being washed clean to the base of my heart. Making my way through the whirling rapids of Miyataki River, I have the sense of being washed clean to the base of my heart. I push through snow like white surf on Kiso's hanging bridge, gripping rails like oars, bottom too far below to see. Yoshino's mountains, blossoms tumbled to the foot of trees, fastening my heart there with them waiting still for my return. Yoshino Mountains, down here it is cascades of water spread with white petals. Up there on the peaks it starts out running under deep snow. To that person wanting recall of events past in this world below, why not ask the moon above? Why may be the most fit response. On you somehow the close weave of that fine fabric will not come undone. But I were so close myself unwoven with you. Delicate dewdrops on a spider's web are the pearls strung on necklaces, worn in the world man spins, a world completely vanishing. Since the real world seems to be less than truly real, why need I suppose the world of dreams is nothing other than a world of dreams? Since the real world seems to be less than truly real, why need I suppose the world of dreams is nothing other than a world of dreams? Strength to lift up the flickering lamp has dissipated. Now all of me looks to the end of this light. People pass away, and the truth of the passing world impresses me. Now and then, but otherwise my dull wits let this truth too pass away. On that chapter of the Lotus Sutra entitled A Peaceful Life, especially on the phrase entering deeply into meditation, seeing Buddhahood in all 10 directions. He writes, in the mountain's deep places, the moon of the mind resides in light serene. Moon mirrors all things everywhere. Mind mirrors moon and Satori now. In the mountain's deep places, the moon of the mind resides in light serene. Moon mirrors all things everywhere. Mind mirrors moon and Satori now. 1658. End of part 15. Reading from, that was poem 1658. Reading from Awesome Nightfall by William LaFleur. Poems of Saigyo, part 15. Lots of Buddhist poems.